Hey everyone, it's HCG Darling, and I just wanted to do another cooking vlog, and this is another chocolate delight recipe. I know y'all have seen tons of vlogs and recipes on chocolate delight, but this one I think is amazing. Everybody in my family loves it, and it is for P3ers. So if you're on P2, wait till you're on P3 and make it. It rivals any candy bar. So let's get started. Okay, so what you'll need for this recipe is coconut oil. I got this from vitacost. This is 54 ounces, so it's a big one. And if you all don't already know, I can get you a $10 coupon for anything off of vitacost.com. So if you want that, just private message me, inbox me, whatever it's called, and send me your email and your name, and I will get that to you, okay? So you'll need that. You'll need some unsweetened Hershey's cocoa. For this recipe, you'll need some Bob's Red Mill flaked coconut, and this is unsweetened. You will need, there we go, some Hershey's sugar-free chocolate chips. For this recipe, I like to use truvia. There we go, truvia. And something you've probably all heard me talking about recently, my new love, Emerald Cocoa Roast Almonds. I bought these at Sam's Club. And this is a big container, 30 ounces. If you can't find 30 ounces, just get a small one. You don't need that much for this recipe. Okay, I think that is everything. Maybe a pinch of salt you'll need. So, okay, so what you're going to start with is 1 cup of coconut oil. Let me position this down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to spoon out some coconut oil, and it is in solid form until you melt it. So it's hard to know how much cup is in here. So I just get it kind of close, and I'm going to put it in the microwave until it's melted. Okay, so while that's in the microwave, you also should get it out, a sifter, so that you can sift your cocoa powder. I just get this old sifter that I have. Sorry for this glare, this light. And I'll show you how to use that. That's so that you get all the clumps of the cocoa powder out, and because the clumps of the cocoa powder is really bitter. So that will prevent bitterness. One other thing that I forgot to tell you I add, I'll get that out right now. And this is, you don't have to use it, but it's something I add. And that is Torani syrup, sugar-free syrup. And my flavor is hazelnut. I'm sure you can use any flavor that you have that you would like to put in your chocolate. I'm sure it's going to be just as delicious. Okay, so let me go check that coconut oil. Okay, I eyeballed it just about right. It's melted, and it's just under 1 cup, so that's plenty for us to use. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I haven't ever measured it. There's only about this much chocolate chips in the bag. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the hot coconut oil to melt it. Actually, let me measure it so I know. Okay, so it's right about 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. You can use less than that or more than that if you want. Put that in the coconut oil. Let me angle this down so you can see. Okay. So it's in the coconut oil, and we're just going to stir it until it's combined, until the chocolate chips are melted. Okay, they're pretty much melted, and what's left will continue to melt. Okay, in the liquid, I'm also going to add my Torani hazelnut syrup. I never measure, I just add some. This recipe is to taste, so I will taste it when it's done. I'd say I probably put maybe a tablespoon. Okay, so now this is the time we use our sifter. I'm just going to take my fork out, put the sifter over my mixing bowl, and I try not to use too many containers so that I don't have a lot to clean up. So this is where we're going to add, so if it's a cup of coconut oil, I'm going to do a half a cup of the Hershey's cocoa powder. So put that in the sifter. My sifter is like the same size as my measuring cup here. Should actually have a bowl, but I'm trying to not have too many dishes. I have so much to do tonight to get ready for vacation. Okay, and this is a 1/4 cup measuring cup, so I'm doing 2 of them to make the half a cup. Okay, so that's in there. Now I'm going to take my truvia, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of truvia, and I'll add more if it needs more later after I've tasted it. And I go ahead and add some salt in there. Not much. It's maybe a teaspoon of salt, maybe a half a teaspoon. I just kind of put some in there, and then I just sift those dry ingredients into the liquid. Try not to get it all over the countertop. Okay, it's getting all the clumps out. Okay, now think of this as the base. Stir this up. This is your Choc Delight base. Now to this, you can add all kinds of things. I've filled the silicone mold, half of the way, then added natural peanut butter that I've also sweetened with truvia in the middle, and then topped it with more chocolate. I made, peanut butter cups, and those were really good. But mine and my husband's favorite is what we call our, what's it called? Almond Joy. We like the texture of the nuts and coconut in it, but this is the base. So this is the base that you want to taste and make sure it's to your liking as far as your sweetness. So let me taste. It's good. Not overly sweet, but not bitter at all. It's good. I think the chocolate chips in there really helps. Okay, so right now I need to chop some of my almonds. So let me go get the cutting board. Actually, instead of the cutting board, I'm using my handy dandy little chopper here. So I'm just going to add some of my cocoa almonds. Again, they don't have to be cocoa. They could just be regular almonds. You can do other nuts. The other day I was out of these cocoa almonds, so I did walnuts, and they were just as good. You could do sunflower seeds, macadamia nuts. I just really like these. Even in here and just eating plain there. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I'm going to chop these up. I'm doing a video on how to make this. Okay, the cocoa almonds are chopped up. Some of them are big and some are little, so that's okay. And this is about how much I have. That's probably about a quarter of a cup. Let me measure to let you know. Nope, I would say it's a half a cup. So just put those in your chocolate mixture. And then take your unsweetened Bob's Red Mill flaked coconut and add some of that. And I have never measured, so I'm just going to guesstimate and then tell you. It's at least a quarter cup, maybe more. Do it to whatever you like. And then stir. And you can tell once it's stirred if you want it a little chunkier. And I think I do. So I'm going to add a little more of the coconut. So I would say I'm adding about a half a cup of coconut. I'm also going to just throw in a half, well, about this many whole coconut or whole almonds. And stir it up. I've never done that before, but I think that will be fine. Okay, so it's at about the right consistency that I want it. You can see that. There's a lot of texture in it, but there's still a lot of liquid chocolate. So now it's ready to pour into the mold. And this is the silicone mold I use. It's just a silicone muffin mold. And it makes pretty big ones, so if you don't want that whole thing, you can just cut them in half once they're frozen. You don't have to oil this or anything, you just pour it in. And that's why I like to use the mixing cup, because you can just pour it. And it's hard not to eat a whole one because they're so yummy. And they're good for you. It's coconut oil. And coconut oil, if you don't already know, has so many health benefits. You just Google health benefits of coconut oil. You will be amazed at everything that it's good for. In fact, the new finding is that it prevents and helps reduce Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay, so it's in the mold, and now I'm going to put it in the freezer, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I just took out the Choc Delight out of the freezer, and this is what it looks like. And I cut one so you could see all the yummy stuff inside of it. Oh, there you go. Doesn't that look yum? Okay, so now you go make some and let me know if you love it.
Don't blame me for your addiction.
Yeah. My hubby in the background said, and don't blame me for your addiction to them. Bye.